Hello everyone and welcome to Chaos That is Serbia.
Volume 2.
Yeah, volume 2.
Huh?
Like it's volume second billionth.
No. Volume 2 in the 7 billionth parallel dimension.
Okay. Yeah, we are actually calling from a parallel dimension where Serbia was perfect, but it all went to shreds during this previous election.
Let's talk about what's new.
Guys.
If only the government in Serbia was new. I mean, the ruling party. But no.
Guys, we have such a juicy fruit for you to nibble on. This is something Monty Python couldn't think of.
Dude, let's start from the beginning. First of all, we are recording and we have beautiful sunlight coming from my left to B's right.
And my left too. You clearly don't know how sides work.
I'm just confused. And you would be as well if you took a look at how democracy looks like in the Balkans.
Yeah, it's not. Do you know that movie? Oh, what's the name of the movie in English?
Probably no, because you watch strange movies.
No. This one's from the 80s. You've probably seen it a couple of times. When the boss of these two guys invites them for a beach party, and they come to his house and find out that he wants to shoot them because some insurance money or whatever. But the boss gets shot by the mafia. And these two guys, I don't remember the exact reason, are pretending that the boss is alive, so like they're waving his corpse from the balcony and so on.
Oh, is it with the guy who is playing the lead in Only Fools and Horses?
No, I think this is an American movie. In any case, those two guys are literally using the corpse of their boss to preserve an illusion that everything's dandy during the party. I cannot fathom the reason.
We have a similar movie locally as well.
Which one? I haven't heard of it.
Dead Cold.
Yeah, I still haven't heard of it.
It's actually an interesting movie, even though I don't like
the corpse movies. But yeah.
No, guys. So outside of the fact that we now have sunlight, which is awesome,
and the best coffee on this side of Mississippi, courtesy of M.
Well, since we're at coffee, I love drinking coffee. I think coffee is great. I know that, not in large quantities. It's not. Don't do it.
Like I do.
I profoundly hate drinking bad coffee. So,
there are nicer ways to say that.
Such as?
Well, just say that you don't like my coffee.
You never made me coffee.
I wonder why.
And when you and I went for coffee last time, I ordered double the price of your coffee. Mine was like double, much more expensive, and you ordered obviously bad coffee.
I ordered the standard coffee.
Standard coffee is bad. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
What did you have? Did you have that coffee that's made out of monkey turds or something that costs like?
No, it's not monkey turds. It's elephant turds. And no, I did not order that monkey. that monkey.
It's not elephant. I know that.
No, I mean, bring me the monkey, the coffee monkey. I want one. Anyways, done with the coffee thing. Serbia had elections, as you probably know if you watched one of our previous episodes, where we endlessly mocked the ruling party's promo vids.
And we haven't even put the best one, which came out like a day after we recorded.
After we recorded it, but each and every one of them was hilarious. I mean, we analyzed like short videos, and they were a bit longer. That are like really hilarious, like absolutely unacceptably crazy. But we had elections. It's done now. Everything that was supposed to happen, everything we expected to happen, absolutely happened.
But some things even the craziest prophets could not have foreseen.
Yeah, but you know what's interesting in Serbia. There is somebody once said something like. We have bad pupils, like bad students, now basically ruling and leading the country. What that means is we have slackers, people who really didn't do anything in their life, but then started as a part of the ruling party's party. Started like I don't know, going home to home asking for votes. Gluing posters, promo posters on walls.
And other such productive social endeavors.
Yeah, and now they're basically minister of something. Like really, this is the reality of Serbia. Like you have very, very extremely incompetent people in every possible institution. So if anything works, it works like because there's some inertia. That's just pushing things to just work, somewhat.
Actually, I think that Serbia is one of the few countries where the deep state is actually keeping the country going, because you have that layer of people that never actually change, and those people don't still sort of know how to get things done, because the way our main party works is they promise you jobs. Now, every party in Serbia ever did this. Like, if you vote for them, you maybe can negotiate a way that you will get employed. And by getting employed, that would include you working as a civil servant, which again leads to further problems when you need to encounter some basic level bureaucracy or something like that. But this thing has grown so far and so wide that the cracks are really starting to show.
Yeah, it's very obvious.
Yeah,
it's very obvious. Like people absolutely do not know what they're doing, and it's amazing. And now we had simultaneously, as it's actually beginning to be a custom, I think, in Serbia, we had both elections for local representatives along with parliament elections. So,
which is a standard practice, it's so you have simultaneous local and parliamentary elections.
Just like more or less every single election that we had, maybe 30 years in the past, there was theft, there was rigging of elections, and it's the problem that we have is institutions do not work.
Yeah.
So everything works unless you are gonna go against somebody from the ruling party. Then nothing works.
Yeah.
Lawsuits are being ignored, put into drawers forever rot and go old. Sometimes institutions simply will not do anything, even though they have to. The law is tailored in such a way that it literally says the institution has to do this, but there is nothing.
There's no sanction, there's no penalty.
There's no, you'd expect a part. For example, if somebody submits this, there's like a 30-day, deadline for the institution to do that. But you don't have a part that says what happens when they don't do it, when the 30 days is done. So there's a lot of these like holes, and it's obvious that they were placed and grown and maintained during all governments that we had in the past, so that such things could be.
Sometimes a certain institution will go against the ruling party, but this is without fail always just for show to sort of portray how democracy is working, how institutions are independent, and so on. But, for example, if you watched the previous episode, we mentioned that commercial with a little girl, which is a flagrant breach of election rules.
Egregious. I just had to use the word.
I wanted to use it in one of our previous episodes, but I could not remember that word that they kept using intentionally on TV tropes. Egregious. So, now this is like basic level stuff. You simply don't use children in your campaigns, but they did, and of course the election committee was like, you should not use children.
They immediately
pulled down
so that the ruling party can say, well, you see, the democratic process works.
We are under attack as well.
Yes, and we are basically suffering the same conditions as everybody else, including the opposition. And the thing about this ruling party, they work very hard to maintain the image of legitimacy and legality, both, even though they have none.
Oh yeah.
Institutions do not work. So even if you complain, like, and guys, if you saw how ridiculously unsmartly, if I may say so, the elections were rigged, it's like 1 + 1 for anybody in the election committee to like just say these elections cannot go. We cannot go through with this because these are ridiculous. It's absolute sham.
By the way, we had international watchers of the elections.
Of course.
And one of our late night show hosts asked one of the members of the election committee, but didn't we have international watchers? And they said that everything is proper. And he said, well, yeah, but the problem is they don't really watch. They're simply, throw a glance to see if everything's all right. And I'm like, okay, so they're not watchers. They're like international skimmers. Like, oh, I skimmed it. That's
because their job is just to appear there.
Yeah.
That's their job. Like, it's like, oh, today I have to go to elections.
In some Serbia.
Yes, like, literally. But yeah, okay. It is what it is. We got the results. Obviously, 2/3 of the parliament goes to
the devil.
Literally. Bravo. Kudos, you idiot. But we can't expect justice in this world. But I can't imagine what awaits you guys at that end that we all have to face. But I'll just leave it there. I don't want to.
Can I say it again?
No, you can't say that somebody's going to hell. You can't.
I'm just saying that maybe Thomas Aquinas was right when he said that the saint will enjoy watching the torments of the damned in hell. I'm just thinking that maybe we should reconsider
Thomas
that.
Aquinas?
Well, okay, but maybe there's an Orthodox saint who said that as well, but we just don't know about him yet.
I don't care because he complains when he's being called a heretic.
But
you filthy.
I don't confess filioque.
Heretical ecumenist.
This wasn't condemned on any council. Who says?
Well, the creed never says that.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Okay.
But we're preparing something very special.
Yeah. I finally.
It's not a monastery, by the way. Don't get your hopes up.
I finally accepted. Well, you'll see.
In any case, so
the elections that we just had again had a ridiculous amount of who the hell is this kind of organizations that were represented and you could vote for, and one of them was as they call themselves the Serbian Right. Now, what kind of annoys me very much about the Serbian Right is that they tend to use the name of God
wrongly.
they tend to salute themselves with Pomaže Bog, which is like so God help you or so God help us.
Sort of traditional Serbian Orthodox greeting.
Yeah, like God help you, literally.
If you hear somebody say that, says that, you can be rest assured that the person is religious, or at the very least, very nationalistic, like
something like that,
or both.
And that party, I think it's a party.
I think so, yeah.
Is led by such an interesting character.
It's like
how do you put it?
How to be nice? Like, okay.
No, you can't be nice. Okay, he is without a doubt.
Okay,
stupid person. Okay, let's start with it. He's stupid. You can't ignore that. When somebody's stupid, when somebody can't like put a simple sentence, like it's not just the eloquence. It's
everything.
It's a lack of smart,
wisdom. Like on every level, Okay, like you know how in superhero movies and comics, like something falls into radioactive wet and you get a Joker or okay, not exactly Superman, but you get a superhero or supervillain.
But they tend to be genius.
10 emphasis on 10. This is something that you get when you get a piece of muscle, flab and hair but no brain emerge from the wet and starts calling you
Yeah, but you even give him guidelines. You even give him the text, like read this. Literally, like I can't explain this amorph mass
of stupid
of what is considered to be a person. And that's the guy who comes into the room and says something like, God help us. Like,
once he went to this very liberal American-founded TV station to defend himself against some terror.
Dear Lord, what a pleasure.
Oh man. That was probably one of the very few times I have actually enjoyed watching liberal media.
Comedy gold.
Comedy gold, literally.
Comedy gold, my friend.
He went there and it was... it felt like watching him being electrocuted during a crucifixion. It was so cringy. It was so embarrassing. Like every 5 seconds, I kept pausing the video just to process the awkward. Like I literally died of awkward lapsia.
I think about the poor guy in like Final Judgment thing.
Yeah, like
you did this and that.
Guys, we wish it would be too much work, but maybe once when I have free time, I will put subtitles on that brilliant video to simply watch.
We could. The thing is,
but should
I don't know. Like I was even thinking about like is somebody gonna like see our previous video and like be like, well, let's see what we can do to these guys. I mean, I did get an email from our version of IRS very shortly after the video.
Oh,
it's not impossible, you know. It's not impossible.
Yeah.
And you know what? Let me tell you about the contents of the email. The email was something like, "Dear sir, please contact us. You have 3 days to contact us, or we shall like basically block your company from operating because you have a debt to settle." It doesn't say how to contact them, whom to speak to, what debt are they even talking about, and there's like a more than subtle threat.
but they have
in 3 days. 3 days. What?
But they have an image in the signature of the email that essentially taxes should be paid so that with good you will be repaid. Something like a rhyme.
He changed it. He changed it into taxes should be paid or else.
But I changed it like taxes should be paid or else because that's the tone of the email.
Yeah, the problem is since everybody working in all institutions is from the ruling party and they don't have enough smart people around, you will find illiterate, dumb people working these jobs. You know, they don't even know how to. But back to the far right.
Guys, this story, maybe we're hyping it too much, but I'm not really sure.
It's wonderful.
No,
it's democracy at work.
Yeah. Which is the set. Plato is like.
No, but I'll give them another.
Oh no, or is it Socrates? Who drank the poison? I always.
Hey Google, did Socrates drink the poison?
According to Wikipedia, in this story, Socrates has been convicted of corrupting the youth of
he's the one.
and introducing strange gods.
Hey Google, stop. Thank you. So Socrates is the one who drank the poison.
Yeah.
Not Plato.
Sorry.
But look. So again, we had local elections plus parliament elections.
Mm-hmm.
So this far right smart guys paid off what is the Romani people, the gypsies, basically.
Mm-hmm.
That's how we call them. Sometimes
And how they call themselves.
Sometimes derogatory, but in our case, just that's how we call them. They paid them off in this city in the very south of Serbia. Hold on, I'll show the map.
Okay.
They paid them to circle the number 4 because they were number 4 at
the local list.
At the parliament elections.
Really? Yeah.
They were number 4 at the parliament elections, but they were not number 4 in the local elections. So these gypsies, who are often in Serbia, at least illiterate to begin with, and also probably not very good at following directions, and also the idiots who put them to it are not so good at giving directions.
We don't know how gypsies follow instructions very well, but we know for certain that an idiot instructed them. The far-right idiot.
That much is known to us. But they ended up circling the number 4 for local elections as well. And what that brought was that now the third majority in the city of Vranje is the Hungarian national minority party.
Oh, no, it's even better. The party is called the Union of Hungarians of Vojvodina.
Which is Vojvodina is an autonomous part of Serbia with autonomous government, kind of. It's the same as Kosovo and Metohija, but now you know that Kosovo is a disputed territory, etc.
It's complicated.
It's very complicated, so we're not going into that. But Boyan B kindly printed a map. So this right here is Vojvodina. It's the far north of Serbia. And right here, and the very south with the red is the city of Vranje. And here is Hungary, right? Here is Hungary.
Yeah.
The country of Hungary.
So to reiterate, this little city, thanks to idiots, voted for a minority party from here, and now they won the third place on local elections, and there are 6 Hungarians in total living in this city.
But you know, we would like to take this opportunity to congratulate the Hungarian National Minority Party for
such a stellar success.
Yeah, exactly, for being a part of the government, local government in the city of Vranje. We wish you best of luck in
your newly found power at the far south.
Finding people to fill this
local parliament, city hall.
I don't know. So really, guys, this is golden. And now what I wanted to also tell you about how democracy works in the Balkans. This is what just happened in Montenegro. Montenegro is the southern neighbor of Serbia, which is, by the way, full of Serbians.
Which is here.
Yeah, it's full of Serbians.
In the case you can see.
Some might say that everybody who calls themselves a Montenegrin is actually a Serb, but it's a different story, which we're not going to go into now. Maybe someday, probably, because things that are happening in Montenegro now are very, very relevant for the Orthodox Church.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to be talking about that now. I'm going to be talking about this thing that happened in the Montenegrin parliament, which is the president of the parliament, the guy running the show, basically the facilitator of the parliament, whatever, it's called the president, puts something to vote. Do you know that?
Yeah,
okay.
I heard of it.
Puts something to vote. And there's a recording because parliament meetings sessions are recorded. So he puts this to vote. It is a proposal for a measure that is supposed to help local businesses with some kind of funds because of the COVID-19 crisis. And he puts it to vote, and you see that the majority votes yes. And the president of the parliament sees this, gets surprised by the outcome, and there's some mumbling in the crowd between the people partaking the parliament, and he's like, okay, the president of the parliament, okay, I need to clarify. This proposal was brought by the opposition parties.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So I'm putting this for revote.
If you know what I mean.
And they revote and majority is against. This is democracy in the Balkans. Like a depiction of the... Now the problem is we know that things work like that. That if you're elected in a capacity for your party, you have to vote for what your party tells you to vote. You're not a legitimate... That's how democracy probably works in every country as well.
Yeah, but but listen. A couple of years ago, we had this case of a girl that went missing. She was found raped and murdered, and her father was pushing this law. In order to reduce the total amount of time required for the relatives and friends of a missing person, that they have to wait until they can file a missing persons case.
And include basically the police in finding the missing person.
This hasn't been voted in I don't know how long, and if at all. I didn't really follow the case through, in part because that was pushed by the opposition parties.
Yes.
So there's a clear case of a law that's good, and they don't vote for it. And we already mentioned in our previous episodes that the ruling party, and by that I mean every ruling party since forever, does not want to investigate the cases of missing babies during the 80s, which were clearly stolen from the maternity wards, sold to whoever, and now they...
because it's the same people.
Yeah,
it's basically in the past 30 years in Serbia, it's more or less the same people,
working in the shadows.
Yeah, either from the shadows or very...
openly.
Yeah. And there's a lot of cases like this, like the missing babies. There's the case of people building rafts and weekend houses on grounds that are absolutely protected because these are
national parks, preserves.
But you have through every single government, local or statewide,
conspiracy.
You simply get no response. Nobody pursues. The institutions just stop. They will take your complaint. They will take it, but they will just do nothing about it.
Can I tell? No, this has really happened. I won't name the people or the state authority where this happened. Okay, but this person went for a meeting. It was within a project.
Okay.
And this person was going with an Italian representative or representative of the Italian government or something like that. They go to a meeting with a representative from the Ministry of Serbia. A ministry, doesn't matter which one. So they're discussing, and the representative of the ministry doesn't speak English. So he's talking, and the translator is trying to translate, but the guy is so thick-headed. He's using these expressions that are very difficult to translate in English, especially fast. So the translator is sweating, and these pig-headed guys are... And at one point, the Italian representative says to the ministry representative, thank you so much for this introduction. By the way, this logbook or work plan of the project, it would be really useful for us to have it. And the work plan is the half of that book that's on the table. And the ministry representative, oh, that's no issue. So he takes these huge scissors, opens up the logbook and cuts the spine in half and drops it. And that person that I'm talking that came with is that's a Serbian person. And the Italian guy is he can't believe what's happening. So the ministry representative gives him half of the book. The guy clearly meant getting the PDF or the Word files, like people do these days. So that person and the Italian representative are in the elevator leaving, and he's holding that shredded book. If you know that sketch by Mr. Bean when he destroys a book in the library, that's sort of what happened. And they're in total silence, and suddenly the Italian turns, Monty Python. So this is the kind of people that you have to deal with.
How do we translate this?
Lamp Brigade.
Lamp Brigade. We have this term
Yeah.
There's a resemblance between these like mid-level party suck-ups
Yeah.
who end up in different positions, in the institutions. We call them the Lamp Brigade, Lamp, because they often spend money from the state or local government budget to eat in restaurants. And what's usually eaten is lamb.
Lamb, or we usually tend to call those people like pig-headed, or because like they usually have thick necks, they're horribly fat. I'm turning. Kill me now and kill before it's too late. But yeah,
you could be a decent representative, but
I can for my English skills.
You're eloquent, so
yeah. At least I could hide my incompetence. As a friend of mine would say, leave a good first impression and then slowly shatter the illusions. But anyway,
all you guys, feel free to congratulate us for keeping the idiots in power, who are going to be worse and worse, and probably going to change the constitution because they can now. They have the majority to change the constitution, which will probably end up in Serbia releasing a sovereign part of our territory, which is Kosovo and Metohija, because of the pressure of the international
community.
By
the way, I know this priest and
the pressure of the international community.
Yeah.
Pressure.
I know this priest.
I know priest as well.
But he's such a kind-hearted soul. I think if you pressed him hard enough, that he probably doesn't believe in hell because he can't imagine anyone suffering. But
you can't say a priest doesn't believe in hell. What is he, a priest of the?
A priest who does not have a lot of exposure to people and does not watch TV or YouTube.
A priest who believes in Zeus.
No.
The priest of Zeus.
And we were discussing something along the lines of politics, and somebody mentions Kosovo being given over, and he's like, totally out of character. And then they'll be wondering why their kids have cancer. Which is like creepy, but
I just we've been actually, if you take a peek into history, you would see that a lot of characters who kind of thought God openly kind of ended up
badly,
very badly. And I mean, even before the time was up. But one might think when horrible things happen to horrible people, that might be just a way of God giving them a chance.
Oh no, of course. I always think that in my personal opinion, if somebody has a horrible end,
bad things happen to horrible people. I broke my screen.
Your low-key suffering is astonishing.
Low-key suffering.
Remember us while you go to Golgotha. I personally believe that even when a horrible person is going through horrible times, that is always for their salvation. So God can at least tell them, listen, you're not the best person in the world. I should know. But at least you have went through such horrible sufferings that the torment that I'm going to subject you now will be Ted Lesser. And everybody wins.
Yeah, repent. The constantly open invite for repentance. Serbia is kind of being led by the devil.
But then again, in today's world, isn't sort of nearly every state,
By the way, the devil is best mates with the patriarch.
Okay. This is the first time I have to defend a bishop.
Wow! Am I gonna be adding effects to this video?
Everything starts to snap and burn. There's a glitch in the creation, in the weave.
Just to say something, there's a saying here: in every joke, there's a little bit of joke, but everything else is kind of truish.
Yeah, I don't think that he's as bad as they come.
Our patriarch?
Yeah.
Neither do I.
He's
but there's obvious mistakes that I can't unsee them, forget them.
Okay, but let me give you some sort of perspective.
Oh, please give me perspective. There's politics, and unfortunately, bishops are involved, and they have to do something. They're with the time that was given, with the situation that was given to them. Okay. Anything else?
Okay, but what if going against this government really wouldn't be a prudent move by the church?
Is that so?
I mean,
okay, who do you represent? As a patriarch of an Orthodox church, who do you represent?
The Church Orthodox Treasury.
Unfortunately. So
I know.
So if we are talking about like, instead of calling everybody to pray, like, to ask God to deliver us from the evil that we are obviously suffering
we do
from.
that already.
Yeah, but we do that by saying our president is fighting like a lion to keep Kosovo.
Is that going to backfire?
like that? I mean, I remember that it's on tape. On tape. There's a video of it. So
there's a video of a lot of things, but it has no influence.
Now, when that lion of a president changes the constitution and lets go of Kosovo,
and does this to Kosovo,
then we'll see. Then we'll see. Then we'll see. Then we'll see.
Well, still, I wouldn't like to be in their skin.
I'm not saying, but look, it's.
First of all, I wouldn't fit.
You would. Those robes are very comfortable.
I didn't say robes. I said skin. Ripping sound.
Okay.
Flashy ripping.
Going
sound.
too far is always.
Of
but
course.
the point is, we are not in their skin. They are.
Yeah.
And it's like, why do you criticize when you can't know how it feels to be there? Well, I can. Nobody can stop me. Free will, free speech, sorta.
As Idi Amin would say, I can guarantee free speech, but I can't guarantee the consequences after the free speech.
Exactly. But it is what it is.
He had such a culinary taste too.
Again, congratulations to the Hungarian National Minority Party, or whatever.
We're at least glad that we're glad at least one minority got happy. Like at least somebody got happy, so that overall happiness in the world has increased.
Yeah, you can look at it that way.
Even if it's Hungarian.
Even like that one guy who is finally not going to be in the parliaments in like 30 years, Cheda.
Oh yeah, good riddance.
But even he was happy. He was celebrating with the ruling party, even though he lost.
Very
we might see more of him yet,
Well, we do live in the land of vampires.
Like, I gotta be honest with you guys. I hate to say this, but I was defending the position of staying in Serbia for years. I was feeling sorry when people would leave Serbia to go somewhere else and make a living in a country which is not, under such strain from simply wrong people in the wrong places doing bad things. And, my threshold, somebody asked me that, my threshold is if I no longer if I stop feeling safe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to go. It's gonna be the worst thing ever.
But to be quite honest, I don't think that this government is. I don't think that this government needs to resort to those sort of tactics. I mean, I know that they
what
have.
happened during the first wave of Corona. Look what happened. We were practically banned from going outside during the week. Like, what?
But it gave results. Again,
the democracy sang its last song here.
At least, guys, our so-called comfort is that you guys don't have it any better.
Nah.
So pray for us.
No, seriously, do. It's like we need it, guys. It's getting. It's no longer fun, guys. It's just not. It's not because, and that's my thing. If I stop feeling safe, I like there's people will stop in traffic, get out of the car and wreck your vehicle, and you can't do a thing to them because they're connected to the government, and they're very very prone to doing things like that. It's bad. They will murder somebody with their car and get away with it.
And they did it a couple of times already.
And they're getting away with it. You understand what I'm saying? It's as ridiculous as it sounds. So yeah, sorry for pushing our problems onto everybody who's dealing with their own problems. For example, the United States, which is a mess right now.
But we will discuss that in a bit part in the next episode.
Maybe a little bit, but
no, just a sliver of it because we don't want.
There's no. It's not our business to discuss. We might discuss things that are like internationally important. But,
yeah. And Jenna Marbles is of international importance.
I don't care about Jenna Marbles, but I've seen that they've canceled some shows.
We'll discuss that in the next episode.
Which is ridiculous.
Hold your horses.
Hold, guys. Thank you for being our faithful listener /
companions,
co-sufferer,
commiserator. I like that. It sort of sounds like
use it in a sentence.
Boyan just said commiserator.
Me and my commiserators, we were at this party last week.
Weather is a difficult word to spell.
Bye for now.
Bye for now.
Talk to you in the next one.
And pray for us as we pray for you.
No, pray harder.
Okay, pray at all.
Bye.
By the way, there has to be a toll house for forgotten prayers.
Toll house for forgotten prayers?
Yeah, like you say something.
No, for promised.
Oh, for promise.
For
yeah,
undelivered.
Undelivered prayers. I hope I fail before that one. I think I mentioned.
Wonders why people call him a heretic.
I mentioned this ages ago. I think in the audio podcast, somebody asked me, "Hey, boy, please pray for me. I need this cover." And I haven't read that message. And then I get a notification. I open. Thank you so much for your prayers. It all went perfectly. And I'm like, yay! Thank God that we have such a good God.
Thank God that we have such a good God.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, now that you put it like that, we've been some very nice people whom we actually.
Do go on. I will die of heat.
Some nice people sent us some very good recommendations in terms of what we could do for one of our next episodes, or actually more of them. So thank you for that, and keep sending those suggestions. We think it could push this to a better place. Yeah, like Kevin. I mean, also, come on, does anybody like these curtains? How come nobody mentioned the curtains? Please. Praise the curtains. Do you like the backdrop? Come on, seriously, please do it for. If we get one comment regarding the curtains, we will know that at least one person has watched this through to the very end. You know how we can do that as well? Okay. Offer some kind of like giveaway. Oh, I have a prayer rope. I don't know what to do with. But then Tollhouse for undelivered giveaways. I hope it's in front of the promised prayer. We're gonna name this episode the Tollhouse of Undelivered Prayers. Which will be deceptive because for 95% of it is not what it's about. Aww. We can mention it in the description though. Aww. Though the Tollhouse of Undelivered Prayers would have been a great podcast name. I can hear the cogs and sprockets. Sprockets? Black. Thank you guys. Bye. Oh, yeah.
want to say something else?
To je.
Bye. Sad ne.
Odvratan si.
Ti si odvratan. A ovdje ima pakao stepeni.
Pa znam, ali kako drugačije.
Pali da se raskladi dok ne počnemo snimanje.
A evo stisni dugme tu jedna, imaš dugme. A evo najveći dugme to.
Oh yeah. So good.